crowd would go. People would be screaming, back of the line, pal! Get to the back! Hey!
Welcome to Talk Show to Go. Our show is brought to you by MemeStudium.com and other fine sponsors such as
you, the viewer. Visit MemeStudium.com/Premium Deluxe to support the show.
Today we're joined by our co-host Glorbasnexk, special guests
Brian Taylor from Detroit Drama Studio, musical guest Jev,
and your host.
Today's episode is with Brian Taylor, actor and acting coach with Detroit Drama Studio. So I'm gonna do a little acting, so everybody better wish me a broken leg. Seriously, wish me a broken leg. Wish that my leg breaks. Let's have some fun. If your leg breaks off, can Glorbasnekk have it?
It's the Ivana Chubbuck technique, the power of the actor. This technique is a very adult technique. The warm-ups consist of what we call a commonality of pain exercise. Second one is called the sexual chemistry exercise. I don't know if you can have that on your show. And the third one we have is called emotional diary. So the first technique we do, and let me ask you, well, I know you're gonna edit and do things. Yeah. Traditional acting classes, you may do things like zip, zap, zop, glass cobra,
Bang, bang, boom, petrified triangle.
for all these different little games. We get straight into the work. So this exercise is strictly between two actors, and we kind of just want to go through it with each other. And we want to make eye contact, and we want to get our energy right so that we create what we call a fourth wall in acting. So nobody sees anything, somebody waving at us. Just make eye contact for a moment.
Sorry, I blink a lot, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
This guy, always blinking.
Thank you for loving me. Thank you for caring for me. You don't have to repeat.
Welcome.
This is called the sexual chemistry exercise. But this is when two actors have to sexually fantasize about all of their craziest sexual feats. You and I are just going to look at each other, and we're going to think of the dirtiest things we could think of.
This microphone's doing a lot.
You ever acted before?
Not in anything real. I've never actually ever memorized any lines for anything ever.
Oh, okay. The purpose of it is so that actors learn to be bold and to be empowered in the way they think and the choices that they make. So the third exercise that we do for our warm-up is called the emotional diary. So we start that with a prompt. So for every scene that we do, we always have a prompt. If I was an actor in that scene, my scene objective may be to get your power back. So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna throw a lot at you, okay? I would start my emotional diary like this. I need to get my power back from you, Dad, because when I was a kid, you left me and you didn't take care of me and you didn't watch over me and you didn't help Mom, blah, 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 blah. It's an emotional volcanic eruption, but it requires actors to be open and honest and free. This technique, it requires a lot of work. Okay. It's very rigorous. It's not the easiest. It does require a good level of understanding, but once you get into it and you get deep into the character work, you'll really make a lot of trailway in your life.
Glorbasnekk has traveled many trailways in his life, and on each one, he always finds a nice little snack.
Okay, so this scene, for anybody who hasn't seen Hitch is teaching Albert how to prepare for his big date for the following night. I'm gonna have you do it, and then we're gonna talk about it. Okay.
Let me channel my energy first. How dare you, coach? Take me out of the game, coach?
I need that position back.
Let's act. Tonight, I want you to meditate on the image of an iceberg. Do you know why I want you to do that?
Because I'm cool?
No. Accounting, business.
No, let me ask you a question. So why'd you use coach?
Because he took me out of the game.
What sport was it?
Baseball.
Okay, baseball. Oh, you play baseball?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Then coach took me out for
Oh, let's do Dark Knight.
All right. Where's Dent?
What would I do without you?
You're garbage. Who kills for money?
Don't talk like one of them. Then that's the one you'll have to break to know the truth.
I lost my spot. Where are they?
Killing. I like it.
Good scene?
Yeah, it's a great scene. Obviously, we were cold reading, but for this technique, that's an amazing scene. This is a master's class scene. Yeah. Let's just talk about the Joker and Batman, right? Mm-hmm. Now, these are dynamic characters. This is a great example of when you have a hero and an anti-hero with the same objective.
To eat the creature first.
To get power back. I have an actual picture in my head of my friend Johnny, who was drinking too much tequila.
We all have a Johnny who drinks too much.
I have a Johnny who drinks too much tequila. Can we do Lord of the Rings next?
Of course, yeah. This way. I wanted to play Gandalf so I can finally be a tall character.
Okay. What is this new devilry.
A Balrog. This foe is beyond any of you. Run quickly.
Oh, whoa. Nobody tosses a dwarf.
Fly. I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Anor. The dark fire will not avail you. Flame of Udon. That's like a noodle. Support the show and gain access to additional content on Talk Show To Go Premium Deluxe. Check out full interviews, behind the scenes content, additional memes, and more. Visit memestudium.com/premium deluxe today or tomorrow. Whenever. So you're an actor and acting coach.
Yes.
So how did you get started with acting?
Very funny story, just to show you how much parents and parents' friends in public school can impact you. When I was in the 6th grade, I did a show in my science class. My science teacher.
Your science class?
Yes,
yeah.
wanted us to put on a performance. One of my friend's parents, who was an actress, she came to the show. She came up to me. She said, you know what? You should be an actor. And I was like, okay. All right.
I'll do that.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It was the first time in my life that I had someone other than my parents tell me that you could be somebody in this world. Her name was Tarita Darden. And that really just set a spark off in me.
So where does the transition into like becoming a coach, where does that happen?
I had been acting probably like 15 years. I went to Tasha Smith's acting workshop. At the end of the workshop, I went up to her and told her like, oh, how much I admire your work, how much I admire this technique. What is it again? She was like, it's the Ivana Chubbuck technique, the power of the actor. And she's like, as a matter of fact, you did really good with it. You should think about it. But I was just thinking from an actor standpoint. I had left my job. I was working at Verizon at the time. I just needed to really pursue acting full time. In a place like Michigan, it's hard to do that because the industry is not right in front of us.
Right.
Like it is in New York, LA, or Chicago. And I'm married. I have 2 kids. I'm like, but I have this thing calling me. How do I pursue it? I'm at home one night. It's like 12 a.m. Had a couple drinks. And I'm like talking to myself, really in a damper, honestly. I'm like, I have to figure out my life. I was like, you know what? I'm going to find Ivana Chubbuck's email. I'm going to email her. And I typed to Ivana and said, I'm really interested in becoming an acting coach. How do I do it? Like 7 minutes later, my email thing goes off, bing. I open it up and I see, oh, snap. Is this her? I sent another email back immediately. Bam. She sends me an email back. And I'm like, oh, this is really her. And from there on, we stayed in constant connection. You have to go out to LA, train with her for 2 months. You got to live out there.
Right.
I didn't have my money together, and I was afraid she was going to give away my spot. She stayed true, and she was like, you know what, if you're interested in this, I hold a spot down for you, you can come out. So really what started out as a drunken night of just saying like, I gotta figure out how to make some money and do what I want to do.
Exactly.
Turn into a new career for me.
Just like Glorbasnexk's famous eagle stew. What started out as a feral hunt for chipmunk turned into a tasty treat of chipmunk plus eagle.
So what is it like acting in Michigan?
We have an industry, like I have an agent here, but there isn't as much movie work because Rick Snyder turned down the tax incentive for it. And everything that we had coming here then
completely went away.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And we see how well Atlanta is doing. With that being said, there's a lot of independent projects, some really great independent project work, but there's only a few major things that we get.
It feels like it's a thing that if the tax breaks happen, then it's like it's ready. Like it's gonna blow up. Yeah. And what are some of the benefits of acting in Michigan?
I think one, because it's not as crowded.
Yeah.
It's not oversaturated with
right.
outsiders.
Right.
If you've been acting in Michigan for a long time, you have established roots here, you have an agent here, the theater companies know you. We kind of have a leg up with that. So I imagine once the industry gets here, everybody who's been grinding for 10 or 15 years, prayerfully, we'll be the first ones up.
So what are some of your favorite stories? Anything on top of your head, this was a crazy shoot, this was a wild thing? One
of my favorite stories, and I won't give his name up because he helped make me a local celebrity. My very first audition for a professional commercial, I booked it. It was a Ford commercial. So I was super excited, I got an agent and I'm booking on the very first time. I was like, it's a sign from God. I know it is. A few weeks pass and you have to do these things where you have to go test for wardrobe. The wardrobe person gives me this Henley. One of those because it's a Ford commercial. Those Ford commercials, they have you in flannels and Henley. You look manly, masculine, right? I go to put on this Henley and I walk out and she asks the director, how does he look? And it's a room of 30 people. And he has his head down and he looks up at me and he's like, he's too fat. Look at his stomach.
Oh my, are you serious? Oh my
And it's
god.
just like that. Like it's no conveson.
What a dick.
And yeah, right. And I'm sitting there
Oh my
like,
God.
oh.
Who's the
like,
director?
Listen, the reason I can't give them because I got to tell you another story.
Yeah.
My next biggest commercial was an apology for that. In 2017, I had the opportunity to shoot a Hungry Howie's commercial.
Oh, cool.
With Darius Slay from the Detroit Lions. He jumps in front of me in line for like this new stuffed crust pizza.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, back of the line, pal.
Stuffed crust pizza? Hey, who do you think you are? End of the line, pal.
And that commercial, which I thought would be nothing,
Yeah.
blew up. I mean,
Really?
everywhere I would go, people would be screaming, back of the line, pal. Get to the back. Hey, get in the back, buddy. I was like, oh my God. Like, I loved it because I loved the attention. But this when, like, being an attention whore kind of messes you up. And I was like, oh my God, my career is going to be the pizza boy for the rest of my life.
People are going to cut in front of me in line everywhere
people
I
are gonna
go.
cut me from line
I'll never
everywhere
go
I
to theme
go.
park again. Yeah.
The director who shot that first Ford commercial,
Yeah.
when I went in audition for that, he saw me and I knew, like, I was like, I'm going to get this part. I'm going to get this part. And he cast me for the part. I didn't think it was going to be that big, but
Yeah.
it's one of my career highlights, honestly. It'll be something I look back and laugh at.
Do you like doing like commercial stuff better? Like, do you like doing acting like in front of a camera or like on stage? Because I know you do like theater stuff as well, right?
Yes. Okay, so honestly, well, I'm an actor. I do honestly have to say theater. And I may be saying that because I literally just did a show last night.
Oh, really?
At the Flint Repertory Theater. The thing about theater that's different from film is that everything's on the line. Everything is fourth and goal. Feel that you get from the crowd right there, reacting and responding to everything you do. It's like it's the rush of being an actor.
Right. You can't just cut and edit out.
You can't just cut and edit
Mess
it
up.
out. Theater's like you have to do so much pre-work. That's probably why I like the Ivana Chubbuck method, because it requires a lot of pre-work before you get up there and do what you got to do.
So I have something that my sidekick, Glorbasnexk, he tunes in virtually for every
Shout
show.
out to him.
He wrote a script that he'd like us to read. Glorbasnexk is playing Glorbasnexk.
Oh,
you are
gotcha.
playing Gremlin.
Okay.
And I am playing narrator.
Wait, are these the actual lines?
This is Glorb's script by Glorbasnexk. A young, sexy Glorbasnexk is a walking guy in the swamp.
The day is a great day for swamp walkings.
But then a local gremlin walks by the hero Glorbasnexk.
Gremlin is the villain of the script. Oh, wait. Is that the actual line?
That's the actual. This is what he wrote. This is what he gave me.
Gremlin is the villain of the script, and your life will be done in short times.
Cool guy Glorbasnexk is not worried, as he is strong and bravest of all the creatures.
You will need army to defeat Glorbasnexk. So, do you have any army with you? Question mark. If not, then your life will be done in short times.
Gremlin gives a sneaky smile, and then says next lines.
Army. Does Gremlin have army? Of course, an army I have, as all bad villains live with armies.
More gremlins come out of their hiding spots to ambush the brave, strong, and powerful Glorbasnexk.
That is all the army you gremlin bring to the tables.
The gremlins attack.
We attack you!
Glorbasnexk is not a worried guy. He is so strong, and he is also so hungry. Glorbasnexk starts to eat the evil gremlins because they are also pretty tasty creatures.
We are being eaten by the swamp legend, Glorbasnexk.
Glorbasnexk eats every gremlin.
That was tasty snack for Glorb, the hero. But now it is time for Glorb to eat a bigger meal.
Glorbasnexk walks away as the hero of the world once again and is ready for next meals. The end by Glorbasnexk.
Your friend is really big on the marijuana laws.
I don't know where he learned to type in script format, but...
I think that's going places.
So what's something that people who have never like even gotten close to doing anything acting, camera-wise, what's something they don't really know about acting that they would be surprised to find out?
The amount of work that it takes just to do something, like a commercial, for instance. I think people see actors and just literally look at like the glitz and glam of it all. Like even at, a lower level, unknown level. One thing I really, really hate when people are like, I could be an actor. All you got to do is lie.
Yeah.
And acting is all about telling the truth. It's being vulnerable. It's being honest. It's being open. It's exposing yourself in a way that most people just aren't comfortable with.
How does someone become an actor?
First thing you need to do, one, you need to train. You need to take classes. Then you go get an agent. every agency is different. You can either just submit a headshot and a resume and maybe a demo reel and get signed. You get called out on auditions, you book things, now you're working, and now people recognize you. There you are, you're an actor.
Yeah. Speaking of agent stuff, is it like the typical like horror stories of them like taking a bunch of money from you? What's that kind of like? What's it like having an agent for like a real person getting an agent, you know?
Yes. So one, I'm so glad you brought that up because there are a lot of scams out there.
Yeah.
And anytime if an agency says like, you know, in order to work with us or to get work, you have to pay like $5,000. That's a scam. Okay. The way agents work and agencies work is they only get paid when you get paid. If I don't work, I don't pay. If I do work, it's like 10%. And every agency is different, but I think the industry standard is like between like 10 and 20%.
Glorbasnexk agent is such a pain. Sometimes it gets Glorbasnexk so angry.
Why is acting class helpful? Why is it important?
Acting class is helpful because most actors who aren't training are only training when they actually get a project. You have to stay ready to be ready.
Why would someone choose the Ivana Chubbuck technique over anything else they could find?
Okay, so I'll say this. I think it's more useful than other techniques. And I think people will find it to be more beneficial. In other techniques, you got to go dig deep into your past trauma. Like there's some really serious, heavy things that people may not need to go back to. And we joke all the time in class, like this is like therapy, but I'm not a therapist. I'm not licensed to deal with anything like that. So if there's a dark place that you shouldn't be going back to, let's not do that.
Unless that dark place is a prime location to scout prey.
What are your thoughts on method acting?
There's a story about Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Jared Leto on the set of Suicide Squad.
With the used condom, dead mice.
And, dead mice. That's not so much of a timestamp thing.
Yeah.
But it is more of a crazy thing.
Yeah. It's just insane. Yeah.
It's a lot. That now involves Brian bringing Jake along for my ride.
Yeah.
And Jake might not be a method actor.
Right.
But now you're infringing upon me.
I gotta mention, some people, it's like you're clocking in, you're clocking out. This is your job. So if you're getting a dead rat in your shoe, it's like, what the fuck? That's my coworker putting a dead rat in my shoe.
I gotta take that home with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah. Have you ever actually done any method acting before?
No.
Do you ever plan on it?
No.
You two need to learn to appreciate when that rat is in shoe. That is not something to scoff at.
What are some tips for aspiring actors?
Be willing to do the work. That's my very first tip for anybody looking to become an actor. Secondly, you gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta find out what kind of actor are you? What kind of actor do you see yourself as? And so as an aspiring actor, you need to have a plan. You need to have a roadmap. What does being an actor look like for you? Are you going to be a full-time actor? Are you going to be a part-time actor?
Any final thoughts on acting? On acting in Michigan?
We need to get ready as if the industry is here because it's coming. And a big part of that is going to be how we train. And that's why I felt the need to create the Detroit Drama Studio, because we do have acting classes here that are established. The difference is I teach a specific technique that has literally won Academy Awards. And the thing is, unlike all of the other, acting coaches of historical context, Ivana Chubbuck is still alive.
Yeah.
I can text Ivana. I can call Ivana right now. I can email Ivana. I'm going to see Ivana in class on Wednesday.
And with her being still alive and involved, does the technique change and adapt?
Yes. That is an awesome question. I'm so glad you said that. Ivana literally will be in class and she'll be like, I wrote that in 2002, but I've changed my mind. Please be on the lookout this fall.
Yeah.
My directorial debut, The Turners, shot with Area 56. We have our movie Area 56. It's called Money and Problems. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It's a comedy. It's a day in the life of two brothers. It's hilarious. And now it's time for Talk Show to Go's musical guest.
My condolences, cause you comparing me to your mans. Don't you know I'm fresh to death, got my Medusa in the trends. Heard you got a new man, hope he understands. I got you hooked, ain't no fucking Peter Pan. Been about a week out, you happily belated. Got a job, pickpocket non-believers in the 6. And your mom still calling on my phone, talking about you need to come back home cause she alone. That's how it goes, rough rider, you know the rider dies. The type to criticize cause she always on my side. The type of entertain cause she always on my mind. Never mind, that's enough reminiscing for the night, ay.